Hey, how we doing? I just got some butter in here, and I gotta go ahead and add these ingredients, or the butter. I'm not timing this perfect here, but anyway, this is What's for Midrats, and we're doing an old family favorite, but kind of kicking it up a notch or two or three. It's called, we call it hamburger macaroni, but I found out years later it was called goulash. Not Hungarian, because we're not Hungarian. But the basic ingredients for goulash, or I should say the basic ingredients for hamburger macaroni, which what we used to eat when I was a kid, is hamburger macaroni, onion, and diced tomatoes. But we're going to add a little bit more to it than what I ate there when I was a kid. I should show you this, I guess. This is some onions and bell peppers I got going. It's about it was a large onion. I cut it in half. I just used half of the large onion, so you could figure about a medium onion. A small bell pepper there, and that stuff is, we'll let that cook a little bit there, and I'll continue jabbering. Anyway, if you like what we're doing here on What's for Midrats, then hit the like button, subscribe, the notification bell. Those are the three things that they say. And oh, I'm wearing a different t-shirt today. Got some big news, I guess you could say. We got t-shirts, What's for Midrats t-shirts coming out. And also, even bigger news, well, it's bigger news for me because I've never been to a national USSVI convention. And we're going, which is 1st of August, down to Orlando. So I hope to see you down there. I'll have some books to sign. We'll have some t-shirts. We'll sit and talk and jabber, and you can tell me what I'm doing wrong on these videos, because we like to do that. We like to point that stuff out. So anyway, a lot of people with goulash, they put on all kinds of ingredients. I mean, if you look at on the internet, there's like a ton of ingredients that people will like put in, put out, or not put in or put out. I mean, there's corn, there's peas. You can give peas a chance, you know, and mushrooms, onions, bell peppers. So, but this one, the one that we're going to kick up some, like I said, we got the onions and bell peppers cooking right there. I'll show you some of the other stuff here. We got a teaspoon of the oregano, and a teaspoon of black pepper, a teaspoon of the basil, and a teaspoon of garlic. We're going to put in 2 tablespoons of, what's this here, sauce. And we're going to add some corn, some of these petite diced tomatoes, which, I mean, they dice them pretty small anyway. I don't see how they could be petite. Maybe the tomatoes are petite. I don't know. And a bunch of mushrooms, because I like mushrooms. And what's not shown here is a cup of macaroni, elbow macaroni, which is the important ingredient to this whole thing. It's almost like the first, I guess you could say, hamburger helper ever. I mean, the original hamburger helper is this goulash, because it uses, you know, elbow macaroni, which is like just about every hamburger helper you get, which, by the way, I love them all. Has elbow macaroni in it. So anyway, when we come back, I've already browned the hamburger, by the way, and when we come back, we'll start combining all the ingredients and get this show on the road. One thing I forgot to add was I use a beef bouillon cube. I'm not a chef, you know, but it's like I watch all these cooking videos and shows on TV, you know, but I know in my heart I'll probably never cook 95% of them. It's like watching HGTV. You watch them build all those things and construct all those things, and you know you're not going to do that to your house. But you like watching it because it, you know, it seems productive anyway, right? So, got the mushrooms in, I got the onions and the bell peppers, and they're all looking pretty good. And now we're going to combine everything else into this thing. So let me flip this thing around here on my fancy tripod. This is my tripod, by the way. I turned this upside down because if I use the other side, the camera all wobbles. Wouldn't like that. Alright, so I got a can, 14 ounces, something like that, of petite diced tomatoes. And then we'll go with, this is all that other stuff I was telling you about. The garlic, the basil, the oregano, the black pepper, and the bouillon cube. Add that in there. And then I got some corn. I'm going to add that in there. I drained the water off the corn. I mean, I don't know what, corn doesn't have like corn juice or something like that. That didn't even make sense. And what am I missing here? Oh, so I add about a cup and a half, 2 cups of water to this whole thing. And then 1 cup of elbow macaroni. Right on in there. Now I don't cook the macaroni first. I expect it to be, you know, cooked in this. And you're going to let that simmer a good 20 minutes or so. Let me set this back up here. There you go. So you're going to let this simmer a good 20 minutes. And I just remembered. It tastes better with a hamburger in it too. So we'll add that in there. And I don't show, you know, like, I see a lot of cooking videos. They show you how they chop up, how they can chop up onions really fine. I have no chopping skills. I get it done. If it's got, you know, if the recipe says it's got to be chopped up fine, I put it into Ninja because I'm not going to be able to do that. All right. So now got the hamburger, got it all mixed in there. And, oh, another thing I forgot. What's this here sauce? So we're going to add 2 tablespoons of this. That's 1. That's 2. I keep looking back over there just to see where the camera is, because or you know, where I am in proportion to the camera. All right, so now I got that all going in there. Cover it, let it simmer for about 20 minutes. Check your macaronis to see if they're done. Or maybe they need to cook another 10 minutes after that or something like that. But after all this stuff has been married in, you take the lid off for about another 15 minutes to let some of the water evaporate. Anyway, I'll show you what it looks like when it's all said and done. I'll give you a little more accurate, because I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head. I'll give you a little more accurate measurements and temperature and things like that. So I'll be right back. Well, I screwed up on the times. Well, I got the time right. It's 20 minutes, but you cook uncovered for 20 minutes, and then it's pretty good. I mean, it's, in fact, the timer is just now going off. So let's take a gander. See there? That's looking pretty good. So why don't we, if I can do this correctly, dish up some. And by the way, that was on medium heat. I'm just going to turn it down on low right now. And we'll get a little bit, put it in here. Now, it's not really time for supper yet, but just to give you an idea that it's very hot and very steamy. But very good. Now, some places on some recipes they say add tomato paste or tomato sauce, and I think that makes it more Italian. You know, well, I can speak Italian. But anyway, so one other thing I forgot, you'll need a teaspoon of salt, because it does need some salt. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you down in Orlando. I'll be representing Dave Bowman and myself for Bubbleheads the podcast. Like I said, I have some books there, have some t-shirts to sell, and we hope to see you down in Orlando, or I hope to see you in Orlando come September. And that, what's for Midrats, Brock style hamburger macaroni, or what they traditionally call goulash. Thanks for watching.